Okay, hi, I'm going to show you guys how you can do a digital version of the ink transfer technique, the nugget drawing ink transfer technique, okay? So let me share my screen here. Okay, so I'm just going to show you, here's the ink transfer technique where you're doing a drawing, and then the physical ink transferring technique is where you're going to get a inkjet printout of this using the printer that we have in our classroom. And you can resize it and, play around with the quality of the image. And then you're going to use essence of orange oil to transfer it onto a watercolor background. Cool. So it's where you're taking your drawing, you're putting it on here, and you can do multiple transfers, and then you can draw and paint back into this. Cool. So that's the physical way of doing this. And then what I'm going to show you here, so obviously to do that, there's another ink transfer using the essence of orange oil. So you're going to need your nugget drawing, and then you're going to need a watercolor background to start with. So I asked you guys to make some of these like wet into wet bleeds. Cool. So here's a few that I have, right? I think I'm going to use this purple one in my example. So what I'm going to show you now is how to do this digitally. Okay. So and you're going to use Photoshop. So what you want to do is you want to go to your Aspen page. Okay. So that you can get to the quick link for Launchpad class link, okay? And we're doing this because we're going to do this digitally in Photoshop, and everybody has easy access to this via Launchpad, okay? So you'll have to log in, okay, with your Situate account information, and you'll see this Launchpad page, and you want to go to this Windows app, okay? So click on the Windows app, right? And this looks like if you sat at a PC in the library, right? And you logged in yourself, this is what it looks like, the Windows app. So your desktop will be your desktop, right? And it'll always be there. So these are all the things that I have downloaded on mine. So the first thing you want to do is get the two images onto this desktop. So one is going to be your watercolor background, and the other one's going to be your nugget drawing. Cool? So those things should be in your Google Drive. Cool? So that you should have done that work by now, made the drawing, uploaded into your Google Drive, made a watercolor, take a good quality picture of it, upload it into your Google Drive. Cool. So when you get in here, you want to go to your drive. Okay. So I'm on Google via this Windows app. Okay. This isn't Google on the desktop of whatever device you're on. You're kind of accessing it through the Windows app, and you'll kind of tell it. You'll see the type kind of looks a little different. Okay. So you should notice. So for this class member, we have our drive and shared drive here, okay? And just while I have you guys on here, I'm gonna make this simple. I've put my stuff in the shared drive, and I'm just using my C block stuff for an example. This is for A block, C block, E block, okay? So you would be going into your folder. I'm going into my folder. It's very slow, so try not to click things too often. I'm going to try again. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Okay. And in here, I have Miss Hickey's C block. Okay. So I have my watercolor background, and then Juliet, I hope you don't mind, I made a copy of your drawing just so I can show you digitally with the same drawing that I just showed you was done by hand with the Citrus transfer. So I have both of these things. What I need to do is open them up and get them onto the desktop of the Windows app, okay? So I'm gonna open this up, cool. I'm gonna download it, cool. And then there it is downloading in the corner here. And then what I need to do is I need to open it, okay? So I need to open up the download. So you can go right in here and say open, cool. And there it goes, it's getting opened up. So this is opening it up in the program that it has as its default program, which is Paint. It might be Preview on yours. It'll be some sort of imaging program. And all you need to do, you don't have to do anything in here right now. You can actually just go File, Save As, okay, and choose JPEG, okay, and then choose the desktop. This is going to be the desktop on the Windows app that you access through Launchpad, okay? So you're going to click that, and then I would do yourself a favor and name it something that makes sense, right? So watercolor background. I already did this ahead of time, and I just put a date on here. So, okay, we'll just call it the 15th. that's when I made it. Cool. So I've just put it onto the desktop there. I'm going to say, close that up, I'm good. And then I want to go back and get my other image. Now, both of these images, you should be putting them in here that you've already cropped them and they're good quality images. And you either did that in Snapseed or you use, whatever you had on your phone to edit the images, okay? So these should be decent images, cropped nicely, upright the way you want them and stuff like that. So here, this one is getting downloaded, right? And now I just want to do the same thing and say open, okay? Here it comes. You just got to be a little patient. Don't click things too many times when you're working in Launchpad, okay? Okay, and here it's giant. You don't even see the image here, but don't worry about that. We're going to be able to scale it to the size that we want, okay? I'm not even going to bother to scroll down the screen. All I need to do is just go File. Oops. Sorry, I did scroll down to kind of show you how big the image was and it's being slow. Say Save As, and its JPEG was there, and I'm going to call this Juliet's tree nugget. Okay, it would be your drawing, you call it your nugget drawing. I like to put October, say these are all the same date, so I know I'm putting them together. You don't have to put the date there. And you wanted that to go onto the desktop, cool? So that's us getting our images off of, I'm just gonna close up here. So now you can see I'm back to the desktop. I just closed Google Drive there, just clicked it shut. So if I went back to it, you'll see, right? I'm back to where I went there and I'm just closing that. I haven't done anything and I'm on the desktop. And here are my two things. There's Juliet's tree and there's my watercolor. Cool. I actually did it earlier before I did this recording, so there's two now. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right here and make another video, okay, just so this video isn't too long. But so the next step from here is gonna be, I'm gonna open up Photoshop from Launchpad, and my images are already on the desktop here, and then I'm gonna show you how you put them together. Cool? All right, so I'm gonna stop this here, and stop